Good morning, folks. So I wanted to show you a little bit of what I do. These are my cucumbers. It's extra cucumbers. And what I do is I slice them up, I de-seed them, right? And I take the seeds, you see there, I got them stacked up to take out to the chickens. And I give it to the chickens. So, win-win for me. More eggs, chickens are fed, get a free snack. And I take and collect up these cucumbers that are sliced like this, and I put them in a grinder, just a little coffee grinder, and I grind them up so that I have cucumber powder. Okay, and my cucumber powder, I leave it like this for a week, shaking it, to make sure we get all the moisture out of it. And I use that to add to various meals that I have. And it just adds a little bit of protein and cucumber flavor to stuff. I mean, you can add it to your soups, you can add it to your casseroles, you can add it to just about anything. I would suggest that you de-seed it, and the reason why I say that is because I did some that I sliced, and as you see all the brown? That's not good. You don't want it to look like this, okay? So, only thing I can figure is when it has the seeds in it, it burns. So, yeah, and it doesn't, and I tried it as chips. Maybe you would like it. I didn't like it. So, those will be added to the chicken feed this week. I would recommend that you slice them and de-seed them, and then just like if you're going to do pickles, and no bigger than about like that as far as thickness. And it takes about, for this batch here, it took 12 hours. So it takes about 12 hours in your dehydrator, and then I let them sit for about 2 or 3 days in a bag like this, just to make sure that all the moisture gets out before I grind them up. And then I let them sit in the jar for another week, and shake it every day to make sure I get all of the moisture out of it before I go and put it in my pantry for storage. Now, stored this way, I normally use it up within a year, but it would probably last you 2 or 3 years at max, okay? And I'm just saying that's my opinion, but like I said, I use all mine up within a year. So that's what that's a little tip I wanted to give you this morning. And you can do the same thing with your tomatoes. Like if you get all the skins off your tomatoes, when you're making your spaghetti sauce or your pasta sauce. I take and I do the same thing with my tomatoes. I dry all the skins on my tomatoes, and then I come and grind them down, and I have tomato powder, okay? And I use this tomato powder as a thickener for my sauces. When I go to cook my spaghetti sauce, in case it's a little bit watery, I just add a little bit of put tomato powder to it. Or I can add it to smoothies, whatever, okay? And there you go. That's a way that you don't lose all that tomato skins off your tomatoes. Now, you can do this with a full tomato, but just like with the cucumbers, you need to de-seed it, decore it, and slice them thin. Up to you what you do. I'm actually going to do that with this batch of tomatoes here, because I'm just, as you see, they're just little baby tomatoes, and I got really bad spots on these tomatoes. So these are not my good tomatoes. They're not good enough for my sauces. So they got a bad spot here or there. So these are going to end up in the dehydrator, and I'm going to make tomato powder out of these also. So that's what I have for you today. Y'all have a blessed day. Bicycle.